I'll tell you one thing. I run a students training program, improving their intelligence called Sukshma Drashta. Important tagline is, you're born to succeed. 99% kids tell me, you're the first person who said I'm born to succeed. Not even my parents said that. So how do I believe it? You are infinite potential. You are born into this life to practice and experience overcoming of your limitations. Now what is happening is, at the age of 6th class, the subjects are so dumped and they continuously learn, forget, learn, forget, learn, forget. By the time they are intermediate, they are oblivious to the world and they can't make their own decisions. Medical science accepts it. Human brain takes 24 years to develop. But by the time you are 24, education, failure, mechanism has beaten a lot into you and made you into a failure receptacle.
What is the ultimate purpose of life and how do I know that I'm living wisely?
If you do 10 things, people will say 11, 12 nahi kiya. People who are more bothered about their self are fulfilled people. So the greatest purpose can only be, that's the right answer.
Guruji, you mentioned that this sharp insult, why is it that we hold on to sufferings? Everything is changing.
Because you are taught to hold on to sufferings.
And it goes in so deep, sometimes we don't remember.
Correct.
There are many things, say just like you said, prarabdha is there, and there are things which are deep down, which we don't even know. And then there are some things which we remember, most things we don't remember. And all this is operating our system, what you call as the algorithm. So how do we break out of this?
See, I'll tell you one thing. I'm deviating. I run a students, small children training program into improving their intelligence called Sukshma Drashta. One of the important tagline is, you're born to succeed. One of the thing I keep telling them. 99% kids tell me, you're the first person who said I'm born to succeed. Not even my parents said that. So how do I believe it? Why am I saying this? How do you get over? How do we? First, you are trained strongly into believing that you are the insults that you carry. You are the failures that you carry. You are the problems that you experience are real for you. Nobody really tells you from your childhood, you are born to succeed. You are infinite potential. Now, after a certain age, now you say we remember, we forget. How do we get over it? That's the question. The world didn't train you. It doesn't mean you will stop training yourself or you will not train yourself. Train yourself into believing. That is what our Sanatana Dharma fundamental principles to practice Sanatana Dharma are 3. Shrunatavya, Manatavya, Nididhyasana. Keep listening to one thing. What should I keep listening to? You don't have infinite potential. Forget that. Unlearn this. You are infinite potential. I am Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. Keep listening to this and keep doing manana. Keep telling this to yourself. Manana is repeated telling to yourself, I am the infinite potential. How do I experience it? Trying to experience it as your own self is called Nididhyasana when you do manana. So you have to do a lot of manana that you are infinite potential. How do you get over the sufferings? What happened, what you don't remember. But what you don't remember also, sometimes you suddenly remember. Example, there is a person who is 25, 30 who is not able to sing. Then what happens is, do you sing? No. Why? I don't sing. Okay. But then you ask him, probe him. Then most people, in my childhood when I was trying to sing, somebody shunned me. And then after that I stopped singing. Something like that happens, that experience, because they forgot. Why? Because you know what? We forget the root cause, but we remember, hold on to the implications. Happens most of the time. This is one example. You can probe things like that for yourself. Now you forget. Now how do you get over this that you have forgotten, or how do you get over this is the question. Then do this continuous manana and do the nididhyasana with the Guru. You experience and you experience the I amness and experience. Generally the best thing is when the child is born, parents should be inculcated. That is the reason why in Sanatana Dharma, now these days they have polarized it with Brahmins and other things. But unfortunately, I can tell you a million examples where there was no classification or difference between any caste system in Sanatana Dharma. Everybody, from the time they are born, they are made to believe you are the infinite potential. How do you think India contributed to around 60-70% of world GDP for 400-500 years? Or how do you think we have built with those technologies? Today, with the advanced technologies, we can't do what they did. Why? Because fundamentally everybody at the age of, by the time they are 8, everybody is made to believe I am the infinite potential. The mind is ready for it. And then from the age of 8, they used to do the Gayatri Sadhana and do the Nididhyasana. Experience it. By the time they are 16, now everything comes naturally to them. And then perfection follows. What is happening is, from the Western colonizers, by the time you are 8, all you know is A for apple, B for ball, and stupid rhymes that have no meaning. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and they fell and rolling. Okay, so what is the meaning? Okay, no, they said this, we have to do it. After that, by the time you are 8, all you know is 1 plus 2, 5, 6, 7 tables. All you know is something which is absolutely unnecessary, that you can naturally learn. See, 10th class, first mature a mind till your 10th class and around 15-16 years. If you create a strong mind where you are not influenced by what you see, you are independent and you have a natural tendency to never forget anything that you see, read or listen for once. And you have an enormous capacity to, open a book, read it and grasp it, all of it. Understand. And no fears of, I can't learn this, I can't learn that, I don't know this. Develop all 9 forms of, there are more, but 9 forms of intelligence, numerical intelligence. You develop it. Now people will say, how will you develop without practicing? Practice, I am not saying don't read. Do your schooling, do your intelligence बढ़ाने की कोशिश करो. Learn to work hard to have a great intelligence. And that is the reason why when there is a great intelligence, at the age of 10 they can figure out what's happening, what's not happening, what lies are being told to them, and they can see through things. Now what is happening is, at the age of 6th class, the mathematics or the science or the subjects are so dumped and they continuously learn, forget, learn, forget, learn, forget. By the time they are intermediate, they are oblivious to the world and they can't make their own decisions. And mothers are very happy about it. Oh, my son has fever, then he can't manage himself. My son has this problem, he can't manage himself, so I have to do it. Mothers are happy because, when you create dependency, you feel, everybody has this feeling of, be needed. No, I need you, somebody needs me gives an empowerment feeling. So mothers are happy doing this to their children. All this is happening because of the Western training. And by the time, that enormous stress, 8th class, 9th class, 10th, 12th class children, if you see, if you are a doctor, ENT doctor, you will go to hospital and do only ENT. Never ever you will touch a case of a kidney or a liver. Or a software engineer, you are a Java programmer or you are a Python programmer. You go to office, do Python only, the same thing continuously for 1 month. You are a student and your brain is developing till age 24. You don't develop your brain properly. You don't exercise on developing your brain. Medical science accepts it. Human brain takes 24 years to develop. By the time you are 3 years, just rudimentary full brain is formed. Full brain, whole brain is formed. But from there, each individual part grows at a specific age, and by the time you are 24 only but by the time you are 24, education failure mechanism has beaten a lot into you and made you into a failure receptacle.
Correct.
And parents also, if you get less marks, you are a failure. Now that continuously branding happens. If you do this, if you are good in mathematics, science, social, but you can't good marks in language, parents treat, usme itna kam kyun aaya? You are a buddhu. Why are you trying to do like this? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? I'm like this. I'm failure. You brand yourself. Now for a growing brain, You tell them continuously, you are a failure. How can you open up? So how to do Nididhyasana, the Sanatana Dharma way. Now what? Now I have grown up adult. Now what? Still, jab jaga tab savera. When you wake up, that's your morning. Wake up and now start doing. But again, here one more thing comes. Now we want everything instant coffee, instant noodles. Nothing happens instantly. You need to invest for a startup. With Western money and all that, free printing money and all that, yeah, it's possible. But then you know what? For a company to grow, there is a certain time that takes, certain work that takes, certain skills that are needed, certain processes that are to be followed. It takes a certain incubation time. It takes a certain time to grow. It takes a certain time to create the GTM. It takes a certain time to actually manifest the GTM. It takes a certain time to become a market leader. It's a trajectory, it's a path, and every step is well thought through. Only then things can be successful. For a startup, if this much is needed, for a human being, much more is needed. We don't invest. So invest. That's the right answer.
Yeah. But we are investing. We are told where to invest. We are not able to apply and we don't. Also, like Guruji just say, suppose I understand this and you are not a part of our life, then how does the parent even start bringing up their child without all this influence? Where
if
do you
internet
find?
is not there, how could I know the data? You should not ask these questions. Figure out, get the internet. It's available now.
Yes, Guruji.
In today's generation, if I do not have internet, how will I know? No, you get the internet and you know. In the same fashion, work hard in decolonializing yourself. Westerners are also part of their own colonialism. The Western families are also a part of their own colonialism. These previous erstwhile colonies are also part of this colony. We have to always work hard to decolonialize ourselves and be a part of that Sanatana Dharma which insisted on this. Be you. You are here to mature your mind, to grow wherever you are born. See, today you are 10th class, certificate you got. You sleep today, next day morning you are 10th class only. You have to work from there. You can't sleep over it and jump the ship. So, you need to understand you are where you are. Now try to grow over your limitations. You are born into this life. You are infinite potential. You are born into this life to practice and experience overcoming of your limitations. So, the purpose of life is to actually overcome your own limitations. You should overcome your own limitations, or else you will not be proud of yourself.
My next question, Guruji, is that what is the ultimate purpose of life and how do I know that I'm living wisely?
The ultimate purpose of life is to let go of your limitations. The ultimate purpose of life is to understand mentally, emotionally that you are that infinite potential. Experientially, knowing that you are the infinite potential. See, what happens is no matter what you do, you will still be left with desires, they say. Why? Because we don't understand the futility of life. Why ante? Remember one thing, if you are cooking in the kitchen, you can't be enjoying sitting on your couch and watching a movie. But if you are doing that, you can't be cooking. This is a very bad example, but then this is how it is. In the same fashion, our mind will say, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want that. And our mind will convince us, if I have that, I will be happy. But people who have that are not happy. You can only be happy if you are proud of yourself. The very knowledge that you are gives you an enormous experience of bliss and fulfillment within you. Are you understanding? If you have achieved something, the very knowledge that, wow, this is possible through me, is giving you a great satisfaction. But the world is training you to be devoid of that feeling. and continuously tell you only if you do that, if you do this, if you do 10 things, people will say 11, 12 nahi kiya. You haven't done that. Am I clear with you? And if you do 1, 2, then they say only 1, 2. If you do 100, then why not 101, why not 102? So, the ultimate purpose of life fundamentally is to feel fulfilled within you and say, ये कम पड़ गया, ये नहीं हो पाया, ये नहीं हो रहा है, this is not possible, that didn't happen, this should not have happened, that I want, this different. Mind is continuously seeking different experiences of outward nature. And that is the reason why it inwardly feels so weak, because it's feeling exhausted. Turning this mind inward and experiencing that holistic oneness and being satisfied, this is what I could achieve, this is what this is possible. I don't need everything. It is like, for example, if you have a husband who is a very intelligent guy, who loves you and who earns well and who takes care of you, and he doesn't have a six pack, he has a pot belly. Being satisfied with it is very important. If you run for a six pack, that six pack guy doesn't earn money. 24/7 he's in the gym and making six packs. Maintaining his six packs takes 6 hours a day, or at least 3 hours a day. So, to maintain his six packs. Now, what happens is, for a girl, it is so wrong to leave a loving, caring, understanding, rich husband for a six packs guy, because six packs guy doesn't have all these qualities. And if you just want one, you will leave so many. Understand, life is a trade-off. You get one, you will leave 10. You get one, you will have to leave 10. You cannot get everything. Everybody cannot get everything. A girl, a film heroine, marries a film hero, and now that fellow has a six packs. The heroine works 3 hours a day in gym, the hero works 3 hours a day in a gym, and that works for them. That is also romance for them, because you understand, competing between husband and wife, both will try to maintain their figure, because maintaining their body, beauty, figure and all this is very important in film industry. Now that works for them. Am I clear with you? If you are a software engineer as a girl, then a six pack guy seems good, but then doesn't suit you. So, being satisfied with this is what is possible to this aptitude, and this way I am. But I am not limited by the manifestation that I have done in this life. This mind is invariably infinite. When you experience, you feel a fulfillment, and in that fulfillment, when you live, that is called as, because what is the greatest purpose? Nothing outwardly, everything inwardly, because until otherwise you feel fulfilled within you, whatever you achieve is useless. So, the greatest purpose can only be your personal fulfillment, your ability to train your mind into being satisfied with what you have, while of course manifesting more, but still be satisfied and come and be fulfilled within you. Nobody these days talks about fulfillment within them. Everybody says purpose in life is to achieve this, that, this. After that also there are 100 problems. A rich guy has a problem how to deal with his enormous wealth. A trillionaire, there are no trillionaires, right? If at all you become a 100 billion kind of a guy, 100 billion is too much money. How to handle that money is an issue, because you have done something to get there. Now you have to manage that while managing this money. So, for a rich guy, the main problem is how to handle the money and how to be there. And for a poor guy, the problem is how to get there. Nobody is bothered about their own self. Everybody is bothered about their and this. People who are more bothered about their self are fulfilled people.